What is the purpose of a life? Is it to build a fortress against the ravages of time, a legacy of perfect, unyielding integrity, forged through patience and diligence? Or is it to live like a fleeting song, a passionate dance across the stage of the present, beautiful precisely because it cannot last? We are all caught between these two currents, the drive for permanence and the desire for ecstatic, momentary experience. We tell ourselves we must choose one, that the responsible life of careful construction cannot coexist with the wild, creative abandon of the now. But what if the greatest strength, the most profound wisdom, is not found in the choice itself, but in the space between? What if permanence and passion are not opposites, but two sides of the same eternal truth? In the heart of a desert that measured time in fallen stars, there existed two ancient souls. One was the geode, a being of crystalline heart and stone skin, half buried in the crimson sand. For 10,000 years, its life had been a single, devoted act, the slow, meticulous perfection of its inner world. With a low, resonant hum that was the sound of geologic time itself, it grew its crystal lattice, facet by microscopic facet. This was its purpose, its religion, to build a flawless, internal cathedral of quartz, a testament to patience and integrity that would outlast the sun. It was a monument to permanence. Its counterpoint was the dust devil. A wild, chaotic spirit of wind and grit, born of heat and whim. The dust devil lived only to dance. It would rise from the scorched earth with a whispering hiss, a swirling column of grace and fury, carving fleeting calligraphy upon the dunes. Its dance was a thing of breathtaking, ephemeral beauty, a passionate argument against the desert's crushing stillness. The geode watched this dance with a cool, mineral detachment, viewing it as a frivolous waste of energy. The dust devil, in turn, saw the geode as a tomb, a being already dead to the world, hoarding its beauty in the dark. Then came the whispers of the great stillness. An ancient prophecy known to both stone and wind. A time was coming, an eon of absolute silence when the air would hang motionless, the thermal currents would die, and the sky would become a placid, breathless void. For the geode, this was the ultimate validation, its perfect, self-contained structure would endure the silence, proving its philosophy. For the dust devil, it was a death sentence. Without motion, without the breath of the desert, it would simply cease. As the air grew thin and the winds began to fail, the dust devil's dance became a frantic, desperate prayer. Its form grew weaker, its spin slower. Finally, with what little energy it had left, it called at the base of the ancient stone. "Old one," it hissed, the sound thin and dry. "I am fading. The dance is ending." The geode's internal hum did not change its frequency. All things end. That is the law. I prepare. You play. My play is the desert's only soul, the devil retorted, its voice a rising whirlwind of despair. Without my dance, this is just a graveyard of rock and forgotten light. Your perfection is meaningless if no one is here to witness it. Give me an anchor. A single shard from your heart. Let me cling to your permanence, and I will dance around you for eternity, a monument to your mercy. Here was the dilemma. To grant the request meant to break the work of millennia. To chip away a piece of its flawless core would be to create an imperfection, a scar. It would violate its very essence of integrity and self-sufficiency. It would be a sacrifice of its identity. To refuse was to uphold its principles, but it meant condemning the only other conscious life in its vast, lonely world to utter annihilation. It meant an eternity of perfect, silent solitude. The geode was silent for a long time, the ages of its own making weighing upon the decision. Then, it did something unexpected. It did not break. Instead, it changed its hum. For the first time in eons, the deep, resonant frequency of its growth shifted. It sent a new vibration, a complex, rhythmic pulse, deep into the sand beneath the dust devil. It was not a piece of itself, but a piece of its knowledge. A lesson in a different kind of energy. The pulse taught the wind a new dance, not the wild, chaotic spin of its youth, but a slow, deliberate, helical pattern that could sustain itself on the faintest vibrations, on the memory of heat, on the geode's own eternal hum. The great stillness came, but the dust devil did not vanish. It survived, its dance transformed, Quieter, wiser, a graceful orbit around the unmoving stone. The geode's perfection remained intact, but it was no longer alone. Its patient hum was now the rhythm for a dance that would last for an age. We all contain both the geode and the dust devil. We spend our lives diligently building our careers, our savings, our legacies, our perfect, internal crystals. We fear that any deviation, any act of pure, unproductive passion, is a flaw in our design. This story challenges that notion. The geode's ultimate act of strength was not in its unyielding integrity, but in its creative compassion. It didn't give away a piece of its treasure, it shared its wisdom. True generosity is not merely charity, but empowerment. It is realizing that our own carefully constructed permanence is enriched, not diminished, by ensuring the survival of the beautiful, the ephemeral, the joyous. It asks us to look at our lives and question whether our pursuit of a perfect legacy has left us in a silent, lonely desert of our own making. The greatest structures are not those that stand alone in perfect isolation, but those that learn to resonate with the world around them. For the most enduring legacy is not one of hard-won security, but of a wisdom shared, a passion preserved, a dance that is allowed to go on. This is the enduring wisdom of Filiarium.